What up, Internet? I'm Young Guru, and welcome to the first episode of How the F Fridays. This week, we're answering how the F do I record my computer games using NVidia's Shadow Play. So let's get started. There's two ways to access this. One is through your program files, NVIDIA Corporation, GeForce Experience. I usually open it up through my control panel down here. There's the NVIDIA down there, GeForce Experience. Okay, so this is the NVIDIA GeForce Experience panel. You got four things across the top: games, it optimizes your games, your driver, preferences on the right, and your rig. What you're looking for is this Shadow Play to be checked as ready. A few things you need to be able to do Shadow Play. You need a GeForce GTX graphics card, 600 series or better. So you can see up here, GeForce GTX 750 Ti. You need an Intel Core i3, second generation, 3.1 gigahertz, or AMD Athlon processor. And you can see up here, it tells you what you have. For mine, it's an Intel i5 4th generation, 3.2 gigahertz. You need at least 4 gigabytes of system RAM, 8 gigabytes up here, Windows 7 or 8, Windows 7 Home Premium, and GeForce 332.21 drivers or later. You see your driver version 335.23. If this is not high enough, your driver, but you have all these other things correct, you can go to your drivers tab, and on the right you can check for updates. That'll tell you the last time it checked, and various other things. What is in your current driver setup. So that tells you that you're ready to use Shadow Play. And let's look at the Shadow Play panel over in the right. Shadow Play. It's in beta still, but it works pretty well. If it's the first time you've used this, this checkbox will be turned to off, everything will be grayed out, and nothing will actually function until you click the toggle switch, turn everything on. So we'll go through some of these panels. The first is your mode. You have Shadow Play plus manual, Shadow Play only, manual only, and Twitch. So Shadow Play essentially allows you to hold a reference of the last, X amount of time that you've been playing. The minimum you can get to, I believe, is 1 minute. If you slide this all the way to the left, and if you slide it all the way to the right, you get 20 minutes of stored recording. And basically the way this works is, say you're playing your game, you don't necessarily want to record the whole thing, but something awesome happens, and you want to save that. With Shadow Play on, you hit Alt F10, and it'll save, the way I have it set up now, the last 20 minutes of gameplay. We'll skip over manual for a second, go to Twitch. Twitch, you log in, and you turn on your broadcasting. Alt F8. You can also toggle a camera while you're broadcasting. We'll look at that a little later. And there's 3 quality settings for Twitch: low, medium, and high. Your audio can be in-game or in-game plus microphone. If you're broadcasting live, you probably want to grab your microphone. And finally, we have manual. This is what I use for recording my games. Basically, you toggle it on with Alt F9 and it just starts recording. It's very good for recording YouTube videos. Quality, again, you have low, medium, and high, and then also a custom setting. Low provides recording at the game's resolution, 60 frames per second, and 15 megabit per second bitrate using NVIDIA's H.264 encoder. Medium, pretty much the same settings, but you go from 15 to 22 megabit per second. And high, same settings as well, but 50 megabit per second. This is what I use. It gets you a really high quality video to work with. The best thing probably about this NVIDIA Shadow Play recorder is the fact that it operates on a very low level in the hardware architecture for the graphics card, so it doesn't create much delay on your system. Again, over the audio, you can do your in-game audio, so whatever sound is coming from the game. In-game plus microphone. I prefer not to use this. I'll get into that later, but you get a lot more control if you record your microphone separately, and then off if you don't want any audio. You can click this folder here. It'll tell you where you're storing your games. Mine is on a separate hard drive, folder recording. And when it saves a recording, it'll create a folder with the game that it's recording. And finally, the settings tab. You can get to this settings tab from your GeForce experience. On the right, you have preferences, and this panel on the left, general preferences, games, updates, shadow play. Here you can set a few things. If you have a camera that, say you're recording yourself, you would include a little picture-in-picture of yourself while recording your game. You select camera, and you select one of these four corners. It forces you to put the picture in the corner. If, say, you wanted it in the middle or the bottom, this is not going to work. And then you can change the size from small, medium, or large. I don't use a camera, so I'm going to click this off. Then you get your status indicator. Again, you get your four corners. This is a little green light that tells you you're recording. It doesn't actually appear on the recording itself, but in your game you'll see it pop up. It's a good way to know that you haven't accidentally forgotten to turn on your recording. We'll see this when I do a demo of actually recording a game in a little bit. And then your keyboard shortcuts. And finally, access again to setting directories for where you're saving your recordings and any temporary files involved with recordings. So before we start our game up to demonstrate the NVIDIA recording software, as I said earlier, I like to record my commentary as a separate audio file. It gives a little more control. Say you're talking and you're not talking over the volume of the game. This allows you later when you go into editing to reduce the volume of the game without affecting your commentary. So you can make sure your commentary comes through clear. Alternatively, if your commentary is just rambling and you look at it later and you're like, that's completely worthless, but something good is happening in the game, say a voiceover telling the story, you can pull your commentary down, reduce that volume, and make sure that everybody watching your video can actually hear what's happening in the game. It adds a little, extra process, a little extra work, but in the end, it gives you a pretty good result, I think. So when I'm on my PC, I use Microsoft's built-in recorder. If you search for sound recorder, you get this built-in utility. It opens up. It's very minimalistic. Basically, it reads from your line in, or if you have a USB microphone, a headset with a microphone attached to it, anything like that. To set your default microphone, you find your audio volume control down in your task panel. Go to recording devices, and you can set your default device. Right now, all I have is my microphone from my line in You right-click on the one you want, and you set as default communication device. Set as default device is for output audio. So that would switch it, from your speakers to your headset, how the volume is coming out. But communication device is your input. So right now we have our microphone plugged in. We'll use that. It's set as a default with the check. And so what we do is we start the recording. This starts our commentary recording, not our game. And then next, I got my Steam and my control panel. We're going to boot up Banished. It's a game I'm currently running a Let's Play on. And so what we're going to do now, we have our commentary recording on the microphone. We've loaded up our game. Now we're going to hit Alt F9 to start recording the actual game. You'll see up here in the top right corner this little recording indicator popped up. You're seeing it on this video because I'm recording this kind of on top of what NVidia records, just to demonstrate how it works. On the finished product, you'll see that this little symbol in top right corner doesn't actually show up. As evidence, look at any of the videos I've posted so far. They've all used, most of them have used this system, not all of them. And you won't see that symbol in the top right. A consequence of recording your commentary on a separate audio file from your video is that you need to sync up your commentary audio with your video. The way I like to do this is basically before I actually start commenting, I hover over the options menu and I just create a countdown to sync up my voice with what's happening in the game. So basically I click into the options on the countdown, leave the options on the countdown, like so. Clicking options in 3, 2, 1, click. Exiting options in 3, 2, 1, click. This is useful if your commentary is intended to match up directly with your gameplay. Some people have their gameplay going and their commentary doesn't necessarily need to line up. And then just a general, if you're within 5 seconds of what's happening in the game, you're good, then you don't necessarily need to do this. And so you would say you're starting a new game, you've synced up your audio now, and now you're ready to start your actual game. With let's say, welcome to Banished. Let's create a new game. Ponies. Start your game. It loads up. Then you play around. You're commentating as you're going. And so say, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes have passed. You're done with your current episode. You're done recording. You kind of have two options. If you intend to basically record multiple episodes under one single recording, you get to the end, of your 5, 10, 20, 30 minutes of recording, however long your episodes are. And you get to the point and you say, that's the end of the episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Then you pause the game maybe, wait 5 seconds, and then immediately you cut right back into it. Don't stop the recording. Don't stop the commentary recording. Welcome back to the second episode of our video. Alternatively, this is what I like to do. I like to record a single episode. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Stop the game. Alt F9. Stop the recording. Then I exit the game. Our video is no longer recording. You go to your commentary recording. You hit stop. It defaults to your documents folder. I'm going to move it to what we were just recording. We were playing Banished. So let's call this sample Banished commentary. And look at my awesome typing skills. And now, if we go into our folder system, look at our recordings, under Banished, there's a handful of, all the IR towns are my actual Let's Play. Here's our commentary file, WMA, Windows Media Audio, I believe, file. And then the way NVidia saves its recordings, you have the name of the game, Banished, the date, March 19th, 2014, and then the time in 24-hour standard time. So 23:58:16:01 is 11:58, 16 seconds, and 1/100th of a second. As you can see, I'm recording this at a totally reasonable time of the day. So that's how you record with NVidia Shadow Play. Next time, I'll show you 2 other ways of recording your videos. Thank you for joining me. I'm Young Guru, and I will see you next time.